Welcome to the Dan and Danny podcast, the inaugural episode, which you don't know what that word means.
I do not know what that word means.
But it's the first
one.
The original, the OG.
Some backstory behind this before we get to us is this has been almost a year in the making.
Lots of ideas have happened. Not a lot of action.
Nope.
But it is Thanksgiving. We're here together in the theater room. And I finally remembered to bring all of the podcast stuff over. So we're doing it.
When did you get the podcast stuff?
About a year ago.
Did you get it a year ago and then you didn't think of it till now?
Well, you get busy. So should we talk about how the idea for this started?
Oh, yes. The idea. It was my grandpa's birthday dinner. And me and him are just sitting by each other at the table. And we just start talking about, what's current podcast, all that stuff. And then I think you went, well, how about we start one?
We're pretty funny. And you put us together, and traditionally, the family finds it's fun for about 30 seconds, and then they start trying to separate us. But it's not our fault that we're so interesting, and we have so many ideas to share.
Brilliant minds.
Riff on. And so we were sitting at dinner and pulled up the notes app and started just jotting down some ideas. And
we still have today. We haven't edited that in like 8 months, but
correct.
Still has plenty of ideas.
And we started with, just a handful of them. Any off the top of your mind that stand out?
Militarizing animals to invade Canada.
I think we were going to Iceland as a family and Googled their favorite dish, which is a goat's brain or something.
And fermented shark eggs.
So not a fan of that, but hey, we were going to cover it. So there were lots of ideas going around. This first episode is going to be just kind of an intro to where we're at. We've already lined up the next pod that you'll see us sitting exactly like this in.
We'll cut, and then we'll just go right back to this.
Maybe swap. He'll wear my vest. It'll all be good.
I'll go grab my sports coat.
But given that it's Thanksgiving, we felt that maybe a food ranking would be appropriate. So that will be coming up next. I'll pretend that there's a box to click to go see that one somewhere over here. But starting off, we'll just let you guys know who we are, what you're in for, give you a little taste.
So, intros.
Who are we, and also why do you want to watch this? Well, why you want to watch this, you'll figure that out because, we're hilarious and fun and stuff. But high level, uncle, nephew, Danny.
I thought you pointed at him saying Dan. I'm like, wait a second. No,
that's me.
That's wrong.
So I'm Dan. I am, at the time of recording this podcast, 35 years old, I think.
You think?
I'm pretty cool. I'm an adult sometimes. I had a stint of mild YouTube. I won't call it fame. Entertainment. When I was in med school, DirecTV started a digital line that they wanted to sign YouTubers. And because I was in med school, I couldn't quite do 5 videos a week because I was busy becoming a doctor. Then gave up on the YouTube thing, but I saw the greatness that was here and knew that we needed to kind of re-engage. So that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I'm Danny. I am 17, 6 foot exact.
We don't need to give stats.
I like fish. A lot of pets in my room.
Truth.
A lot of pets. I've owned salamander before, chickens, all that stuff.
Turtles.
I have a turtle currently.
I have a dog.
Used in Green Bay, Minnesota. Well, then we used to live in Florida for a bit, and then we moved to Minnesota. But
You're
this
a
is
high school
I'm a
senior,
high school senior. This is
getting ready
not
to go to college.
this is not my first time with the what's it called? Online presence.
Podcasting.
Online presence. I
What
used to
what is
have
your other
I used to have a TikTok account that had 2,500 followers.
He went viral.
and what were you doing on this TikTok?
I made Pokemon edits,
Pokemon edits. That story
and one of
checks
my
out.
best videos had 16,000 views. My best edits.
Holy mans.
And then a bit like a year or two after, last year I was in a gaming channel. We only had 2 videos. And we only had Generation Zero, but the guy who edited it had a 20-minute long video. We
Oh,
had
no.
100 views.
The other dog
And
has entered the
then
chat.
I guess it stopped, but while I was trying to make videos for backrooms and stuff like that, backroom games. But that one fell. And with little attempts trying to go back into it, this is my 3rd reintroduction back into social media.
And arguably will be probably the most successful.
Probably will be.
You also have a pending comic book.
I do have a pending comic book. That is true. I am currently almost done with the script. I can't say what it is yet,
Top secret.
but I can reveal more once there is more done about it. But I'm almost done with the script, and then the person who is making all the doodles and stuff will finish that one, and I'll be able to reveal it a little bit more.
We are being circled by dogs as we speak.
This is Scrappy.
Hello.
That is Geo. Geo's my dog. Scrappy is his dog.
And they didn't really get along for quite some time.
No,
but
they did
now
not.
We figured it out, haven't we?
Remember when he was just a little pup and he went up
Oh,
to
yeah.
Scrappy, all energetic and just.
Yeah, Scrap wasn't having it.
Now they've mellowed out a bit. They've even slept in the same, near each other, which is progress.
Only world. Let's start from 7 years ago.
7 years ago. So I met Dan 7 years ago when he started dating my uncle.
Truth. He's sitting over there.
He's in the corner. He's waving right now. But I know he was a lot taller than me at the time. I was a bit
Yeah.
shorter.
You were approximately 3'0".
Exactly.
And a ball of energy.
Yep.
And so I was a human jungle gym pretty much every time I would come over.
And then basically I am now, what is it, twice as tall as you?
Whoa. I'm not 3 feet.
I am now 6 foot. I have doubled basically in size.
True. Can attest.
And I am stronger than him.
In theory.
We have tested said theory.
But it was one of those days I had already benched for hours and hours.
Oh, really?
So I was a little tired
When did you last use the gym?
that day.
So since a year you haven't used it.
I'm busy, got things going on.
You had horseback riding, you have
Work.
you got work, you're traveling,
I have to keep him alive,
gotta keep your dog fed with pizza.
which I don't know where that dog is. Probably in the kitchen right now begging for turkey, which is great.
And then 6 years later the idea came up. And a year later,
And we
are.
really are the funniest people in the family.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't hear any objections from the crowd, so I'm going to assume that is true for everybody. So, and if there's one thing that we can do well, it's
It's just
kinda-
spatter nonsense.
It's just
and just blabber.
gab,
On
gab,
and
gab,
on,
gab,
on.
gab, gab. So, obviously, podcasting is the right path for us here. We're going to become ultra famous. This is going to be our whole job.
We're gonna beat Joe Rogan. We're gonna have him come on our show. Actually,
No.
back.
We're doing intro. I guess he was partially involved.
Isn't he the one who helped set up this?
No. Well, he helped set up. Yes, but in terms of you and I meeting each other,
That was kind of the conduit.
He was
there.
kind of the.
mildly involved.
And Addie's right here, and she's leaving. Addie's leaving. Bye, Addie.
So I guess we could talk to you about maybe your side of the catalyst of this perfect duo and how good it is.
Yeah, I brought you two together. So really, you have me to thank.
How'd you do that?
Groundbreaking.
Well, I started dating this one, and then after a while, you guys met him. And then we started babysitting you guys on the weekends sometimes. And that's where it really kind of all went downhill.
Well,
Downhill.
no, I think you were jealous because I then became the favorite uncle. I still am. Well, we really like to lie, I guess, here on this pod, but okay. What is your favorite story, Dan and Danny story, from your memory of us being together?
Oh, God.
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think. You go.
I think one of my actual favorite memories is you, and this is sweet-ish, is
Boo.
how involved you were with them and them hanging off of you and you always wanting to play with them and just embracing them as niece and nephew.
This isn't a sentimental podcast, so you're going to have to cut that shit out, but yeah, you're right.
Well, but that's part of it.
I guess in a semi-sentimental vein, I still remember when you came over to stay with us for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our dog, who I don't know where he is now.
He's right there.
It's back there.
He's right back there.
He is not really a snuggler.
No. Nor really likes other people other than us.
And you crawled up on that chair and he was like, oh, hey, I'm going to come sit with you too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, shit.
New favorite.
The dog, Whisper. So that was good.
And then he slept with me on the couch that night.
He did. And that is not Scrappy's vibe.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to be with me, and if he can't be with me, this one.
Yep.
I'm on his list now, which is.
And I think
I'm honored.
that day, is that when we took him to the zoo?
You did not take me to the zoo that day.
Yeah.
I don't think we did.
Different
that was a
one?
different day.
Because we did the zoo, then we went to the dog park.
I remember going to the dog park.
skating.
Ice skating.
Oh, yeah.
Did we go to the zoo that day?
We went to the dog park?
We went to the dog park. I remember.
I have
'cause
pictures.
I held his leash, and then he just yanked it out of my hand. He just ran out to go play with the other dogs and stuff. Because I wasn't
I was
doing it
going
right.
to say the zoo is one of my favorites. That was a fun
The zoo was cool because I like
Yeah.
animals.
What's your favorite memory with me?
I would say just horsing around with you when it was either just wrestling you when I was young, and I couldn't win back then. And you just I just remember this one moment you just put your head against my hand, and I just flailing my arms trying to
Yep.
climb on you, and I just grab your arm, and then you'd raise it up and down.
Yeah, you were easy to kind of knock around back then.
But
Well,
now I have wrestled him more recently,
And he lost.
and he has literally ended the fight. You've had enough, and he's just panting on the side.
You know a funny story about that? I can't confirm because I never got an x-ray, but I'm almost 100% sure I fractured my foot.
From that.
Yep. And now...
So was I that dangerous to you?
No, you just kind of fell directly on my foot as it was kind of flexed. But I feel it every time I go home and play pickleball with my parents and their old friends. And I think,
It was something
remember that
by.
good time. Exactly.
No,
Little memento.
no, everyone was at the bar just eating stuff, and you just see you in the corner just
Yeah.
eating each other up.
Well, I mean, listen, they're all boring. They're sitting there not saying anything. Blah, blah, blah.
There's need to be some action.
You want entertainment? Are you not entertained?
Think of Gladiator. You know, Gladiator 2 released.
Did you see it?
I have not seen it, but
Did you see Gladiator 1?
I have not seen Gladiator 1.
Me either.
My only reason I bring
Sounds
that up
like it's good, though.
is because I think in the middle of the fight, I went, "Are you not entertained?" And everyone just looked at me with a chip in their mouth, and they went back to eating.
Yeah, it's traditionally more of we're like the background noise to what all is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, an adult will throw out, calm down.
You're sitting on this side of the table. And
Right. It's like,
Mhm.
no.
you are the well, other than Addie, you are the other youngest here.
True.
With
And we've got about 13 years between us, me and her,
and then you have 16 between me and you.
and about 100 between me and him.
Yeah. Like, have you calculated this?
Just think of like somebody that's very young
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody that's very old. That's
Me and you.
Yeah.
3 years. Like we were still in high school at the same time.
I never saw you there because I didn't live in the boonies. We're gonna skip that one. But there's actually, hey, why don't we talk about it? Perfect. Oh, hello, McKee Jacobson. Who, if you could pick anyone in the world to be a podcast visitor for us, what are those called?
Dead or alive?
Alive. Let's keep it more in the realm of reality here.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I would say
The word I was looking for was guest.
like guess, like
Yeah.
just come on and talk. I would say Mr. Beast, but now with all the
Beast.
controversy surrounding
Well,
him,
would he? I mean, if he comes on and gives us $1 million, like I'm in. I think that's great.
my original thought, have him talk about like the wildest stuff he's done for his career. The craziest challenges, how he filmed that, all that stuff.
Yeah, or maybe what didn't make it
What didn't make the cut? Like what had to be?
because
be
it was
taken
a
down.
little bit too far, a
crazy.
little too nuts, you know.
But if I had to pick one person, I don't know. What's a really
The Beast mode,
interesting? The Beast. Who's the Beast mode?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Well, if I had to pick like one person right now, if they just walked in and they like
Yeah.
I heard a clapping sound effect coming through the door, I'd think I'd pick what's his name? I'm trying to remember. Tom Holland.
Speedaman.
Spider-Man.
Speeda.
That guy. Oh, and here
and
comes
here
our
comes
here
my
comes another
dog.
guest star.
Hi, bud. Do you want to say hi? Oh,
Interesting.
thank you so much
Interesting take.
for that. If I had to pick one person for the pod, and if it were this pod, obviously.
Yep. I think it's really tricky because there's so many interesting people
I know.
you can interview. And it depends like what you want to talk about or what they're going to talk about.
I think it would be hilarious to have us interview Oprah. Because I think we would short circuit her brain with the question.
she wouldn't be able to like come up with a response. She'd just be
Because
looking at us.
obviously, oh, hey, Scrap.
Hi.
Hi, bud. She's the ultimate interviewer, and putting
Doesn't
her
she
into
sing?
this.
Or doesn't she?
No, she was a TV person.
She
She
a
had a
judge?
show. No, she's not a. You don't know who Oprah is?
I kind of know who Oprah was. All I know is that she had a TV show and she is a woman.
That is true.
Okay, I have 2 points.
Probably the most famous daytime talk show host of all time.
Wasn't Conan O'Brien or
Yeah, same sort of thing. He was more late night. She was like a daytime
and
person.
then
But
for daytime you had Ellen, but we all know where she is now.
yikes. Yeah.
I heard she's leaving the country now.
I did read something like that, like UK somewhere.
She's like, "Oh, well, I'm leaving." I'm like, "Okay,
Bye.
no one's gonna stop you."
Hasta luego. Well, I think we should set that bar high. You know, hey, maybe Oprah, if you're here, you're watching, you're interested, or one of your staff is watching.
They just like run up to her and like, oh, look what we got. This guy wants you on.
Right.
These two people want you on their podcast.
They've got 1 billion streams. You should really go on.
He's a doctor.
And he's a kid.
He's a child.
So here we
There's
go.
a dog in here.
What are you doing?
No, why wouldn't you want to join? All the action.
Okay.
But
Are you trying to be our third?
does he have a talk show too? And does Scrappy have a talk show?
So there's that. Thanks,
I think,
bud. See ya.
now that I remember, Ellen, well, she like a month ago, if I'm correct, she was on Netflix special, if you want to call
Saw
it
that.
And she was like doing comedy and all this stuff. And all the comments on YouTube was just, the troll came back from under the bridge, victim, all this stuff. And like no one, and it's like people are going, how much did you pay the audience to laugh for that? Just the entire audience was just woman.
Well, you know, there is a point where if you've really kind of rubbed your nose in it, we'll say,
Mm-hmm.
one more special probably isn't the right choice.
Nope.
But that's just me.
If you're already, ran over, the least you can do is try not to get back up.
Right. Just play dead. Let them scrape you off the pavement.
Unfortunately, Ellen did not play dead.
No.
At all.
No.
She tried to climb back, and look where she wants to do now. She wants to leave the country.
I will say, I would love to buy her house.
What's her house look like again?
It is oceanfront Montecito. That's in California.
Oh, okay.
But it's probably like $70 million, and I only have $70. So can't really do that.
Didn't she do a commercial for Amazon Echo?
Maybe.
I feel like I just remember that random thing. That's like one of the 3 things I remember about Ellen. She was in a commercial with
Lasting
her wife
impact.
about it, and they were like in a Subaru or something. They're like
In a Subaru.
Echo, or I don't know.
How was the Echo in the Subaru?
I don't know. There, Alexa, that thing, whatever that thing is.
How was Alexa in the Subaru?
Maybe they like taped it up on the top of their car.
Could be. We'll never know because we're never going to fact check. Another thing about this podcast.
There's no fact.
No fact checking.
We are most likely wrong about the stuff we say.
A handful of things, maybe. But if we feel it's true, it probably is. So we'll just go with that.
Basically, Wikipedia, but in the flesh. We have
But with a spin.
We have all this stuff to say, but do we fact check it? Not really.
And it actually doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, it's just us sitting in front of a camera, talking.
I was just going to say. This is a microphone. You need to talk into it so that we have the audio.
I'm going to start talking like this.
How about this?
Like this. I'm the guest now. And he's the guest.
Do you think we should have real life guests at some point?
Like people?
Like that one or that one?
If they have interesting things to talk about or question.
I have plenty to
Well, we can eliminate him.
Not true.
So, sorry, the microphone can't hear you back there, but we could do that. We could actually.
We have some interesting people in our family.
True facts.
You know?
A little cast of characters, as you would.
You were a dancer for a long time.
She's a college student now.
Now she's a college student. You turned 20.
We're talking about
Happy birthday.
his cousin.
It's collegey.
You can give us, you know what?
Like a prep Danny for college.
Now we're talking.
Are you gonna give me like? Are you gonna be like? Okay, now this is all the clothes that he's gonna wear.
Like do's and don'ts of going out to the bars in college, and we'll prep Danny. Stay
We
away
could-
from the frats.
That's already all what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go to any frats. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna go to bars.
We could actually. I think that would be a good. We're gonna have to order another one of these, but that would be a good thing to have. We'll do a words, Dan. College prep, because you're actively in it. I've been out of college for
20.
whoa, with that
20
slander.
years.
14,
I was
12,
close.
13.
I was 6 days off.
Going into it.
Yeah.
I'm going
You're
into
like-
college.
Legacy, active, future.
Am I the successor?
You're the latest one to go in. Your
Successor.
sister will be the one that takes the cake.
So I'm the successor.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Now, do you plan on being successful?
As long as I don't end up on the streets, I think I'll be successed.
You get like an edit of like the little noises.
Ah.
Like, the microphone.
Just like a zoom into.
Like the breathing and like.
Yeah. We're gonna need. We'll have an ASMR real version. I think that would be great. We
Yeah,
could
take it.
also. Well,
That was my goal.
we could also do an episode with your father
My father.
Oh.
about business,
Yeah, about stocks in the market.
things that I don't know and you don't know.
He's managing my stocks right now.
We could have an episode with grandmama around
Pies. Pie. It's a good topic.
what could we talk to you about?
Anything.
You work at a bank.
Well, I do, but that's boring.
How to roll pennies.
What's the right way to roll a penny? And he's like,
And what's
he,
up?
like, brings pennies up and he starts showing us what you want to do.
What's up with all this money stuff? And how come I don't have more of it?
Can I live off leaves and twigs?
He wouldn't know the answer to that because grandma spoiled the out of him. So
Mostly true.
he doesn't even eat leftovers
Well, no, that's gross.
because he's a freak.
I think we should do a podcast episode of Uncle Brett trying fast food or gas station.
Oh, we should do
it.
Now we're
Lay out the quick trip egg rolls, the mini tacos, the pizza slices,
Throw
and
in
Uncle
White
Brett will.
Castle.
Okay, that might be too far.
You know what we should do?
That was a bit far.
We're going
I'm
quick
just
trip,
saying
but
like
we
quick
can't
trip,
do-
Yeah.
but no,
No.
White Castle's too far out there. for
Try
me.
Culver's out. Do that.
I'm sure he'll eat
Culver's.
Culver's.
Culver's is.
Ours is pretty good.
Is there White
Yeah.
Castles in Minnesota?
Hell
Yeah, there's I've seen like 2.
I almost DoorDashed some the other day.
There's one in like Pine City or Hinkley. Towards up on the way to Duluth.
Oh, up in Duluth.
Eh.
Oh yeah, I guess we could kind of cover. We unfortunately live in the state of Minnesota.
We could cover accents.
One of the top 10 most expensive states to live in.
That's
Is that true?
Categorically false.
I was gonna say
No.
all the states I want to live in fall on that
Sorry, the
list.
tax
but-
rate.
I love you, bud, but no. Not
Isn't
true.
the tax rate like one of the highest ones here?
Out east, California.
Yeah. But we're in the top 10 somewhere.
We're in the top 50 for sure.
We could have a podcast about this, but there are different things. There's income taxes. There are...
But we don't have shopping taxes,
Right.
You don't have shopping or
fishing.
fishing doesn't. Am I gonna get taxed for reeling in a walleye?
Maybe. I don't know.
What if you do
See,
a
I am all for the idea of mukbangs.
And we could do a charcuterie board challenge.
What is a
Oh,
charcuterie?
We are going to be
See, I could be
busy.
part of that.
A charcuterie board of gas station food. That's what you will be a part of.
No,
and we all try different burgers like the curly fries.
I'm going to fail both.
I like quick trip egg rolls. I think would change your life, and the mini tacos.
So is this just like what you want? Like what you want to taste
No,
like?
I
You want
like
to be
two
that
things.
episode?
So I
Yeah.
at least once. I eat one of those
Hi,
every
bud.
week for the last 3 years.
Thank you.
Probably.
I think this episode has just transpired from intro to just mukbangs
And neither of them are mic'd, so it's literally just
they just hear us talking.
Yeah.
They're not hearing
So it's
You.
You're gonna have to piece it all
yeah,
together.
it's
You're just gonna hear like a faint in the background.
It's not.
so what do you think if you had to describe what you think people are in for? Oh no.
When we describe people are in for it, they're in for a lot of fun, a bit of
Probably a lot of insightful content.
a lot of fun, a lot of insightful content, just a lot of randomness, but who doesn't like that?
A bit of education.
Just a lot of different stuff to talk about, a lot of crazy things going on here and there. And the topics may change like,
Yeah.
swiftly from time to time, but
We're just
it keeps the viewers entertained, you know?
right. When you see a title, don't expect a whole hour filled on that exact topic.
Because if it's just exactly that, then
How boring,
it's just boring.
right? Like, oh, goldfish, cool.
Next, like, then you go from
Chinchillas,
goldfish
have you heard of them?
to-
Cool.
and then it turns into a pet episode.
Right. And then it's like, hey, what if we could, I don't know, put bazookas on a giraffe?
And that is one of the topics I really want to talk about for militarizing animals. If we ever get to that episode.
Look forward to that. Have absolutely no scheduled plan of uploading, so just be happy when it shows up.
You have no plan.
We're busy. I'm an adult. He's a kid. We got things to do,
I have school. Well, not now, because it's Thanksgiving, of course, but
of course. Which is
School,
why we're
work.
doing this right now.
he's busier than I am with his horseback riding.
Well, you know, that's once a week for an hour, so not really dominating my schedule, but
Are you going to do that in the winter?
yeah, they have an inside thing.
Like an inside track or like?
Yeah.
That's nice. Are you going to do any shows with it or something? Or?
Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll
you
see.
could be on the top of like magazines and stuff. Like, oh, Dan after
Yeah.
rides, what's his name again?
Thumper.
Thumper to fame, first place.
Me and Thump, we're having a good time, but if he throws me into a wall one more time, we're going to kind of have an issue. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just not a fan.
That's for that story. It would be for an animal episode or for like
Truth.
pet experiences or stuff.
Yeah, or hey, we've broken some bones.
Yeah, like
Maybe there's a bone breaking episode.
You would own 80% of that entire episode.
I have a few more stories than you, but
I have a singular story. It's not it's not as enthusiastic as his, but I have plenty of stories where I've hurt myself. So he may take the cake on broken bones.
Yeah, I've been doing some stuff.
Mad lad.
And as your wonderful girlfriend pointed out, it seems like you and sports don't really
Nope.
work well together. And I could be offended, but the proof is in the pudding, and I do have a lot of broken bones that I did nothing
like
about,
horseback
so
riding, soccer,
another horseback
riding,
wrestling you.
wrestling me. Yeah, you all have like 5 stories to tell. I don't have one.
So stay
So-
tuned.
You do 3 of yours. I'll do one of mine. You do 3 of yours.
Perfect. So I think this is going to be the end of our intro episode. I hope you thoroughly have enjoyed this, whatever this
was.
is, as it's edited together for your viewing enjoyment. Look out for our next episode that we are going to film
In like
immediately
5 minutes,
right now.
probably.
About food, because it is Thanksgiving. And we got some opinions on food and Thanksgiving food and other foods.
Are we just ranking all foods, or are you just ranking Thanksgiving foods?
I guess we'll maybe just go with it. I don't know. Do you?
if you
There's
want,
enough Thanksgiving food to rank.
and then if you want to save Christmas food for Christmas,
Do you?
we can do a
What is your Christmas food? A ham?
ham. You got eggnog. You got
Oh,
gingerbread
the
houses.
noggin.
You got candy canes.
Now we're tinking, Lincoln.
Got a lot of
Well,
things
I guess we'll see what we end up doing. You guys will see because it will be
recorded and given to
here
you.
somewhere. But thanks for tuning in. And this was the first episode of the Dan and Danny podcast. You're welcome.
See ya.